Hello, my friends. My name is Claire, and you stumbled upon Porch Coffee, so please stick around. Hi, friends. My name is Claire, and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum, and whatever else feels good to me. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. I almost forgot to mention that I put out videos a few times a week, so click the like and the share. Help out your good friend Claire. Well, most weeks. Most weeks it's a few videos, like 2. Some weeks it's just 1. This is my need for correctness coming out. Hi friends, how was your week? Mine was... Still not feeling that great, but I'm glad to be here. If you're new here, I'm a late diagnosed autistic lady who has coffee with you on Monday mornings. Why? Well, when you're autistic, it can be hard to have friends. It can be hard to make them. It can be hard to maintain them. I know it is for me. So I come on here on Monday mornings. I tell you a little bit about my week, and then you can tell me about your week in the comments, and there you have it. Internet friends. Quick updates. 2 items were ordered this week, so we have 2 items to add to the mug club count. Thank you very much. What am I talking about? Well, I sell these mugs to support me and the channel on my website, woodshedtheory.com. The link is down below. And if you want to have a porch coffee with me on Mondays and use the porch coffee mug or one of the several different kinds of porch coffee mugs, even a porch coffee sticker to turn your own mug into a porch coffee mug, those can be found at my website. And please remember, no pressure to get anything unless you want to. Mug Club is in our hearts. I also have an autism show and tell for you today from me. So Claire, go ahead and take it away.
It's Autism Show and Tell.
Today I wanted to show everyone my new fidget toy, which is a gift from a friend. She had ordered a bunch of similar fidgets to give away for Halloween, and she gave away one to me. How kind is that? This is only my second fidget, and it was a gift from a friend, and both of them were actually. It is kind of like, gosh, like shaped like a kind of smushed silicone egg. And it is teal blue. It's got 3 poppers on the front and 8 poppers on the back. And it's supposed to be a rabbit, I believe. It's got ears and pink little cheeks and pink insides of the ears. And it's blue. I mean, it's kind of like an alien rabbit, to be honest. Then on the bottom, there are 6 kind of alien sucker feet, so that when you stick it to something, it sticks. Why am I showing you a fidget for my show and tell? I think because of my late diagnosis, I never thought fidgets would be for me. A lot of people use them to help themselves regulate as autistic people, and I just never thought it was something that would benefit me, and I was really wrong, and I'm here today to say that. The fidgets that I do have, I really use, especially when I am filming my podcast and I'm sitting for a longer period of time talking to someone. It really helps me focus, where I used to maybe take copious notes instead if I was trying to focus, or if it was more of a conversation instead of like a lecture or something, I would really struggle to focus the whole time. And I do feel that these are helpful for me. Since I got this fidget a few weeks ago, I have been using it to help me regulate my sensory needs. So I wanted to show it to you and encourage you that if you have never tried a accommodation for your sensory needs as an autistic person or a neurodiverse person, or anybody actually, anyone, give it a shot. Maybe it's something that could help you. Thanks for listening to Autism Show and Tell. If you would be interested in submitting to Autism Show and Tell, there are instructions in the description box below. Here's a secret. I always have to do that instructions in the description box below part a few times because I can't say it. I don't know why. It always comes out in the wrong order, so I'll just put the right one in there. I hope that everyone had a nice week. I think when we spoke last week, I was sick, and I had been sick all week. And there have been days this week where I've felt a little bit better, but overall, I'm still sick. I'm still dealing with illness. So there are days where I feel okay or more okay, but I'm still not feeling 100%. So it's kind of been a slow week. I spent a lot of time resting. Still not 100% there yet, but here we are. I've been looking forward to sitting and having coffee with you all week. So here we are. I was able to do a few things this week though, and I feel really grateful for that. Some of the things I was able to do this week. First and foremost, which is very exciting to me, I filmed a new episode of the podcast. I'm hoping that it should be out maybe this week. I'm trying to stagger when they go out so that it's not like 4 weeks in a row and then no podcast for 5 weeks. So I'm trying to pace myself. The podcast that I filmed was with Sienna Price. She has been subscribed to my channel for a long time. I was really excited to finally get to film this episode. She does have a YouTube channel that she's been working on, so I'll link it down below. I thought the conversation that we had was really good, and several of the things that she said made me stop and write them down because I felt so strongly about how she worded them and what the message was. So a big thank you to Sienna and all the guests who come onto the podcast. That hopefully will be out later this week. Fingers crossed. No guarantees. I'm trying my best. I actually have a few podcast filming sessions coming up. I just spilled coffee all over myself. As I was saying, I have a few podcast sessions coming up. So I'm going to try to scatter them as far as like when they come out so that it's not so concentrated. And maybe these next 2 I can stretch into December. I can't believe it. December. It's already halfway through November. Ah! What else happened this week? I was able to get a few groceries. So exciting. I know, come here for the exciting things that happen to me in my life. But I guess also Porch Coffee is just about sharing our mundane activities as well, right? Real life isn't always so eventful, and maybe that's a good thing to think about today. Kind of tying into that, because I had a really slow week, I've been thinking a lot about my life. You know, it's about 5 years now. Oh, hey, Bert. Cat's here, if you could see her ears. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, it's been about 5 years since my autism diagnosis, which isn't really that long, is it? Now that I've been kind of forced to rest for the bulk of 2 weeks, it's given me an opportunity to kind of think about where I'm at in my life and where I'm at in relationship to my autism diagnosis, how that's going and processing all of that, where I'm at with my health, my goals, all of that. So in a way, kind of sucks to be under the weather for so long. Hopefully we'll be done soon here. But it was good and is good that I'm getting a chance to really evaluate, where I'm at and have a chance to slow down and think about that. It's also giving me a chance to process that, process where I'm at in my life, which is a good thing, I think. I think I said it in a video a few weeks ago that sometimes when I'm doing well, I forget. I think in the video I said I forget to practice self-care. And then I slowly unravel and then I'm not doing well. And I have been taking some time to think about that this week. Not necessarily in the self-care department, and just to think about how I'm feeling mentally. Where do I want to go with my life? Where do I want to see the channel go? How is that going? How am I feeling about it? I don't know that I'm all the way there with all of the thought revelations yet. It's been a good exercise in being thoughtful and processing what I want, and that's been good. But also processing isn't always easy. So sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's happy. It's a lot of emotions. I'm bringing this up because I'm sure everyone else feels this way, right? Sometimes I see other people and they seem to have their life together. And I've learned in my adult life that I shouldn't be so jealous, or I shouldn't, so jealous is the wrong way to put it. I shouldn't be envious or jealous of other people's lives because I only get to see a piece of it, and I don't really know if their life is as put together and regulated and scheduled as I think it is. And usually when I've explored that in the past, it's not. It's just an illusion. Maybe not an illusion. It's just perception, right? So it's a good thing to take stock and see how things are going. I've been thinking about a lot. Some of the things that I have been thinking about and I'd like to share is I'm really struggling with a schedule. I don't currently have one. And I've been thinking a lot about how it would be much more helpful to me if I did have a schedule that helped me regulate, schedule out my day, and get more accomplished and feel better about getting that accomplished. I think I go through periods where I'm more scheduled and then inevitably I fall off of the schedules. So what I'm thinking is to maybe schedule out, not in detail, but goal-wise, I have been working more with a calendar, which has been helping a lot. But maybe I should schedule a further out in advance if I want to plan things so that my schedule, my goals, my plans will be more available to me. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I'd like to take this next week, hopefully, to kind of look at the 2 months left in the year, 2.5 months left in the year. Nope, 1.5 months left in the year, counting. Let me get another sip of coffee. Take a look at that, but then also start looking at like my next year. Maybe writing out some things on the calendar that I'd like to accomplish. I know for me, executive functioning, scheduling, especially for myself, is always going to be a challenge. And I know that so many of you struggle with it too. It's a hard balance that I'm trying to strike. I'm not an expert striking a balance between scheduling and keeping a schedule, getting the things done that I want to get done, but then also not overdoing it and getting burnt out. We talk about that a lot. I've been thinking a lot about what is the healthy balance this week, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now that I've been doing the channel for a few years, I've noticed that there are times where I'm really active, get a lot done, and then there are ebbs and flows where active, get a lot done, back up, don't get a lot done. And I would like it to be more consistent. Maybe I can work on that, being more consistent. What am I saying? I have worked on it a lot. I'd like to continue working on it. And I'd like to continue figuring out what is the best course of action for me and what's healthiest for me. I know that I've talked about these things many times. However, I'm checking in. I'm checking in with you. I'm checking in with myself. So I think it's interesting because I feel like as a person who went through their diagnosis just a few years ago, my personal growth has been immense, in my opinion. Like I can feel the difference. I'm a lot calmer. I'm a lot more regulated than I used to be. The thing that is surprising me is that I thought that I would eventually get there, but now I'm seeing, and when I say there, I mean get to a stable place. I was thinking that I would learn to regulate better. I would learn skills, and I have, but I would learn skills that would help me feel better. Oh, Bert. Oh! Cat attack. She wants to help me feel better. That's my fidget, Bert. But what I'm constantly reminded of is being on the autism spectrum. Sorry about that. What I'm constantly reminded of every week, and maybe it's on display for everyone, but I'm happy to have coffee with you, is that there are ebbs and flows in life, and that sometimes my symptoms or negative symptoms from being on the autism spectrum, like having trouble regulating, or being someone who has OCD, like sometimes those symptoms are gonna be in my life. Those things aren't gone when I'm doing well. And having to deal with those negative symptoms forever, that does kind of stink. But in general, I do have a beautiful life, and I do love being on the autism spectrum. It's who I am, right? It's me. It's what makes me think the way that I do. It's me, right? It's all of me. That, and trying to use the right preposition to get my point across. Sometimes there are negative things that I am going to live with. I have to live with them. It's just part of it. My goal in having the channel and sharing my life and going through this whole thing has been to end in a good place, in a better place. Not end, but like get to a good place. And I absolutely think that where I was like 6 or 7 years ago to now, different person, feeling a lot better, but I still have work to do. I guess that's the conclusion that I'm coming to. And I'm sharing this with you because maybe you feel that way as well. I know that it's pretty cliche, but I need to stop looking at this journey as like a sprint to get somewhere and look at it as a marathon that I'm going to be running until I'm done, you know, at the end of my days. I don't know. I'm trying to not make it so negative. I just need to like readjust my thinking. Not that I haven't. I'm just thinking out loud. So in general, I think at the beginning I said my week was still not feeling 100%. But I'm sure by this week we'll be there. Doing a lot of processing and thinking about my life, where I want it to go with all this time I've had to rest. Some of that processing has been really easy. Other parts, as you probably know, processing things, not so easy. But in general, good. I think taking stock of one's life and processing and figuring out how I can be a more regulated, balanced, at peace person is what I've been working on. How about you? What have you been working on? I think that's basically everything I wanted to talk about. I know we've been chatting for a bit here, and again, I look forward to having coffee with everyone on Monday mornings, so it's nice to see you. I think that's it for me. I'd love to hear in the comments what's going on with you. How are you doing? How are you handling the season change, if you're having one? Obviously, my body decided that it would be ill. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!